Are you tired of your legs that look like chicken legs? Don't worry, in this video, I have ranked 15 of the most famous exercises for the quadriceps muscles with the aim of building muscle. I use tier list, from S, which is the best, to F, which is the worst. And in order for an exercise for the quads muscles to be tier S, it must have these 3 ticks. 1. High stretch on the quadriceps with a good range of motion. 2nd, it should not cause injury, and it should feel good. 3rd, progress means that over time we can add weight or do more repetitions. Since we all know that quadriceps muscles have 4 heads, including vastus medialis and vastus intermedius, vas lateralis, and rectus femoris muscle. Now that we understand what muscles we should engage, we will start the first exercise with squats. Squats are one of the worst exercises for quadriceps. I was joking. In my opinion, and almost all bodybuilders, squat is the best exercise for leg muscles. Even if I had to do only one exercise for quadriceps, I would do squat, because it has high tension and deep range of motion. If it is done correctly, it is a safe movement and feels good. And with increasing strength and muscle, it can be said that it is one of the best exercises that you can add weight or the number of repetitions every week. One of the reasons why famous bodybuilders have big quadriceps is because of squatting. I think we all agree to put the squat tier S. Another version of the squat is the low bar squat. The difference is that in a normal squat, the bar is on the upper traps, but in the low bar, the bar is on the rear deltoid. Research has shown that you can lift more weight in this movement, but it takes some of the tension away from the quadriceps and transfers it to the glutes muscles, which is not a bad thing. And yet, there is a reasonable stretch on the quadriceps muscles, so it goes to tier A. The barbell front squat has all the positive points of the barbell back squat, even with more tension on the quadriceps, because the barbell is in front of your neck, and you have to do it in a more upright position so you don't fall down. And this causes a momentary increase in the arm to the knee joint, so more stretch. But there is a problem. Many people do not like to do this exercise, so if you don't like it, it's tier A for you. But if you don't have a problem, tier S. Let's go to the worst exercises. Bosu ball squat. This exercise is not for building muscle. It is not useful in my opinion. Maybe some athletes do it, but their goal is not to build muscle. Maybe they do it because of strengthening their balance or something like that. It is definitely not for building muscle, because you are not standing on a flat surface and you cannot stretch your muscles. So the Bosu ball squat goes straight to tier F. Goblet squat. Let's see. It's good for beginners. It helps you learn to squat, and that's all. When you learn to squat, this exercise will not bother you, because you will be limited to make the weight in your hand heavier, and from a certain point on, you will increase the number of repetitions. So the goblet squat will go to tier B. Leg press is an excellent exercise that stretches the quadriceps muscles, but on the condition that it is done with a high range of motion. I have seen many people doing it with heavy weights with a very short range. And this is not good at all. And if you can reach your calves to your glutes, you have performed a good range of motion. If I want to choose between leg press and squat, I will definitely choose squat, because it has more stretch and longer range of motion. The reason I emphasize on the range of motion is because the more the range of motion is, the more muscle you will build. Well, I put the leg press at tier A. Lunge is an excellent exercise for the glutes and relatively good for the quads. I say relatively good because there is more tension on the glutes than on the quads. It's a safe exercise, it feels good, and by getting stronger, you can increase the number of repetitions, but we are limited in increasing the weight. So it is an exercise that is better for the glutes than for the quads muscles, and for this reason, the tier is B. If it was for the growth of the glutes, I would have probably given it A or S. Bulgarian split squat. A lot of stretch on the quadriceps muscles. One of the positive points of this exercise is that you train each side separately, which prevents muscle imbalance. And if your goal is the glutes muscles, this exercise puts good pressure on the glutes muscles. The only problem with this movement is that it may be difficult for beginners, and they may not be able to do it correctly. For this reason, I put it tier A. If you remember, at the beginning of the video, we talked about the leg muscles, and the exercise I want to tell you about is only aimed at stretching your quadriceps. That is leg extension. All the exercises that we have mentioned so far involve other muscles apart from the quadriceps, but leg extension is completely focused on the quadriceps. Many people are against this exercise because they believe that it causes knee pain, but there is no proof. But if you have knee pain, you can perform lighter. It deserves an S tier. Hack squat has all the positive points of squat. Even more, direct stretch on quadriceps, because you don't need to pay attention to balance and your body is stable. Many people believe that free weights are better for building muscle, but research shows that as long as you push your sets hard, there is no difference with the machine. Hack squat is one of the best exercises, so I put it in tier S. Smith machine squat. For me, this exercise is better than all the exercises I have said so far. You may disagree. To prove my point, in this exercise, you can do your quadriceps to failure without being afraid of falling or the bar slipping from your back. In my experience, many people can hit heavier weights in the Smith machine, and that's why all the famous bodybuilders do this exercise a lot. And for hypertrophy, this exercise goes to the S tier. Deadlift is a great exercise, but not for the quads. The deadlift activates the quads, but not as much as the squat. It is not an exercise that can be done for the quads, but it is good for the hamstrings and glutes. So the deadlift is for the quads in tier C. Jump squat. It's not good for building muscle, but if your goal is to burn calories, it's not a bad exercise. And it doesn't hit any of the ticks on our list, so I'll put it in tier D. Sissy squat. If I want to be honest with you, I don't like it at all, but still it's not a bad exercise. It has a deep stretch on the quadriceps muscles, and the bad thing is that you can't add weight, and, in my opinion, it's not a safe exercise, so I think it's better to put it in tier C. There are much better exercises for targeting quadriceps, and the last exercise is the pistol squat. It makes this exercise bad because of the lack of balance and overload restrictions. But if you do exercises with body weight or at home, it's good. But if you have access to the facilities of the gym, this movement is not very useful. I want to put the pistol squat in tier D. And that was 15 popular exercises for quadriceps. And if I want to say one exercise as the best exercise for the quadriceps, it is the Smith machine squat. Because I can focus more on the muscles of my quads, but it is almost no different from the normal squat. And the worst exercise is obvious, right? And if you agree with my list, say it in the comments. And if you don't agree, say where the problem is. Thank you for being with me so far in the video. And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next video, goodbye.